Hi, this is Bob Yahoo. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My wife and I this past week, we spent a good bit of time, well, pretty much all week. It was gun season in Ohio, and my wife and I were hunting all week, trying to find a nice big, trying to shoot us a deer and find someone a nice rack. We hunted all week. On Monday morning, my wife and I saw a really nice 10-point that just about one of the biggest antler deer I'd ever seen in the wild. It was too far out and never slowed down. I believe it was chasing a doe at that time, and so we never really had a chance to get sighted in on it. And we spent the rest of the day on Monday hoping that thing had come back through. Well, about 4 p.m. that afternoon, my brother-in-law shot that deer, and we got to see it up close. And later, when it was coming out of the woods, it was a nice buck, big bodied thing, and a nice rack on it. Tim has killed some that were bigger than that, but it was a pretty nice deer, and I definitely shot it. And there's no doubt me and my wife would have taken her chance at it if it had come down there. And we had a good time all week. It was cold, man. It was cold all week long. My wife and I came walking out of the woods on Saturday evening, and was the first time all week we'd walked in any mud, because it'd been extremely cold. Hadn't been any mud to walk in. Everything had been frozen pretty much the whole week, and it was actually the first time we had walked in mud all week long. So it's thawing out a little bit, and it warmed up this week some, although it looks like it's going to go back down cold again. We had a good time out hunting. We didn't kill anything, but we still got muzzleloading season, and we'll probably give it another shot, and we may kill some and put a doe in the freezer. But there's a reason. My brother-in-law always says there's a reason they call it hunting and not shooting, and that's a fact. We had a good time. We saw some nice deer, but nothing we really wanted to shoot at. We kind of had an agreement we don't shoot at deer that aren't wall hangers, and we've allowed some deer to get a lot bigger this way. I kind of laughed about the idea when they first talked about it, but I've seen the success of it by us letting some of these smaller bucks go. And this is one that my brother-in-law shot. This is one he looked at last year and let go. It's gotten to be pretty big. So we've seen some real success out there by letting these smaller bucks go and give them a chance to mature. And it's been a good thing. We had a good time. On this week's Did You Know segment, I wanted to talk about something. All of you have heard about the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. Probably many of you listening to this may want to go see it one day. But it was completed, and I believe they were working on it from 1887 to 1889, and it opened in 1889. And is big a deal as it is, and as huge a thing it is today, it was overshadowed by the arrival of Buffalo Bill Cody and his Wild West show in 1889. The headlines in the paper were not about the opening of the Eiffel Tower. They were about Buffalo Bill coming to Europe, and that was a huge headline in the paper. And the Parisians were more excited about seeing Buffalo Bill than they were about the Eiffel Tower. Buffalo Bill Cody was probably the world's first rock star level celebrity. I thought you might be surprised about how important Buffalo Bill Cody's trip to Paris, France was, overshadowing the opening of the Eiffel Tower. Anyway, I'll talk to you next week. Bye now.